name is Nancy Chevalier, and I'm going to give my speech for interpersonal communications on self-awareness, and I'm going to hand the audience to start handling the camera.
That is I. Linda, Julie, Phil, Tony, and Ed. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this camera.
And our second camera, in case this one fails.
Yes. Nancy
and Eric.
There, Linda, Julie, Phil, Tony, and Ed.
Thank you, Eric. And we have both our cameras ready. Good morning. My name is Nancy Chevalier, and I am giving this speech on self-awareness. When was the last time you were in an interpersonal communication situation with a friend, a family member, a coworker, and your conversation went badly? Whatever the subject, you were not prepared to respond. When you did not express yourself clearly. Possibly you said more than you wished, or you said something inappropriate or hurtful. All of us have experienced these situations. Possibly you'll gain some useful tools for coping with this situation gracefully. First, I will explain what self-awareness means. According to Scott Williams of Wright State University, there are 5 key areas for self-awareness: personality, values, needs, and emotions. Understanding your personality tendencies can help you avoid stress, find appropriate jobs, mates, even choose where you would live. If you're highly introverted, a job with a great deal of public contact that requires constant interaction would be very stressful for you. However, if you're an extrovert, it could be perfect. Having clear ideas about personal values takes some self-exploration. Knowing where you stand on political, social, spiritual, and moral issues, and also being able to communicate these personal values clearly, without judgment, is an important part of self-awareness of values. Truly considering what is important to you and understanding the depth of these values enables you to effectively communicate them to others. Identifying your habits, the routine behaviors in your life, is another important area to explore. Do you have habits that impede you? For example, are you always late for appointments? Consider also the positive habits. Working out 3 to 4 times a week, keeping your bills up to date and organized, reduces stress and benefits your health. The 4th area of self-awareness, according to Mr. Williams, is needs. Dr. Abraham Maslow based a great deal of his work on his hierarchy of needs. Dr. Maslow identified 5 areas, each needing to be met before we can move to the next. Maslow's first need that he identifies is physiological, having thirst and hunger satisfied. The second need is for safety, to feel that our world is organized, predictable, and safe, secure and stable. Our 3rd need is love and belonging. We need to love, to be loved, to belong and to be accepted. We have the need to avoid loneliness and alienation. Our 4th need is for success and self-esteem. The need for self-esteem, achievement, competence, independence, the need for recognition and respect from others. Our 5th need is self-actualization, to live up to one's fullest and unique potential. The last area of self-awareness is emotional self-awareness. Understanding your emotions and how they affect your thoughts. We all have emotional triggers, subjects that elicit strong emotional responses. When you're aware of these emotional triggers, you can decide how you would prefer to respond. You have the opportunity to consider in advance what is appropriate to share with your audience. Now you know what self-awareness is. How can you gain knowledge of self? Taking a personality test like the Myers-Briggs is a great place to start. Asking others about yourself can be uncomfortable. However, If there is someone willing to give you honest feedback, it can be extremely valuable. Honest feedback from people in different areas of your life can give you a more complete picture of yourself. Your spouse will have different feelings about your communication style compared to those of coworkers or even friends. We perform differently in the different roles we hold. Another large portion of self-awareness is in our communication habits. Listen to others more than you talk. Acknowledge others' ideas and give actual feedback, not the first thing that pops into your head. Consider how your words make others feel. Many people speak without forethought, revealing inner thoughts that could be offensive, inappropriate, or just plain clumsy. Understanding that negative comments or unthought-out responses do not elicit others' good opinion. When we form opinions of others, we recall the positive or negative emotions evoked during our interactions. Consider if your nonverbal messages match your verbal ones. Pay attention to your rate of speech, volume, and body language when you communicate. Watch the reactions of others when you speak to them. Are their reactions appropriate for the message you believe you are sending? Ask people for feedback. And ask open-ended questions, always being mindful of others' feelings. I've explained self-awareness, what self-awareness is, how we can become more self-aware. Now I'll share some benefits of self-awareness. One of the greatest benefits of becoming self-aware is becoming more aware of others. By acknowledging your own strengths and weaknesses, you start acknowledging those of others. You act consciously to life events in your communication rather than reacting without forethought. These abilities reduce stress and allow you more satisfaction in life. Having knowledge of your strengths allows you to put them to beneficial use, and being aware of your weaknesses lets you find ways to fill in the gaps or focus on new skills. Learning to listen and acknowledge others creates more satisfying relationships in all areas of your life. We can conclude that self-awareness is a life-improving, relationship-building, communication-enhancing skill. I've covered the core concepts of self-awareness, what it means to know yourself, how to go about acquiring self-knowledge, and what this skill can do to improve the quality of your relationships. You have a better understanding of what it means to be self-aware and how it can directly affect your life. I'll leave you with a quote from author Marianne Williamson. It takes courage to endure the sharp pain of self-discovery, rather than choose the dull pain of unconsciousness that would last the rest of our lives. Thank you. Thank you.